Uh, Hello and welcome once again to our YouTube page, the Kleenoil Filtration India Private Limited page. After the success of our last live stream, which took place in terms of filtration, as promised, I have come up with another video on filtration. As advised to you in our last video, on this page we'll be doing a lot of videos in terms of the latest in technology in filtration, as well as the practices of filtration being used in the industry. Uh, Hence, please do subscribe to our channel for continuous information on filtration and the latest in technology. Uh, to start off, I would like to advise you that Kleenoil, we are in the industry for oil filtration, which is used in machinery. This can and it talks in terms of hydraulic filtration, gear, lube, as well as coolant filtration. Today we will be talking a lot more about coolant filtration and the type of practices which are used to uh, keep your coolants clean of all ferrous particles. So hence, I'd like to talk about in the industry about magnetic filtration. But before we start about magnetic filtration, I just want to do a little brief on what is filtration. Now, as we know that in all industries we use a large number of coolants, and these are very expensive coolants which all machines use, whether it's a CNC machine, BMC, honing machines, grinding machines, shaving, lapping, any machining which we use, there's a certain amount of coolant which we use, which is used in order to keep which is used to increase the life of our tool, which is used to make sure there are no scratch marks on the component, there is no burning, and all in all get a better product quality out. Hence we use a number of coolants, and there are different types of coolants, whether it's Quaker Horton, whether it's Blazer, whether it's Yushiro, the number of coolants which are used in the machinery. Uh, where we come into play is we'd like to keep this coolant which you're using completely clean, to make sure that the component which you are manufacturing is manufactured to the required levels. If you are doing a grinding process, we'd like to make sure that your RA values are being maintained. If you're doing honing, we'd want to make sure that the millipore levels are being maintained. If you are doing shaving, we want to make sure that no cutter marks on the component. Hence, we always like, and so on. Hence, we like to make sure that you are doing continuous filtration to your coolants. Excuse me. Uh, Now, when it comes to filtration, there are many different types of filtration, which we'll get into in detail. Uh, the main process, what I'd like to talk about initially, is what is magnetic filtration. So for this, there is a slide presentation which I'd like to go through. It will be up on your screen now, and it is so we represent a company called Eclipse Magnetics in India. Eclipse Magnetic is a UK-based company based out of Sheffield in the UK, and has a distribution channel all across the globe. They are the pioneers in magnetic technology, and about a 100-year-old company when it comes to magnets. So this is a presentation which we have collaborated and made with them. This presentation will initially run you through on what is magnetic filtration. So upon my feedback from my previous video, I was advised that if there's a lot of video, if a presentation could be shown while the video is happening, it will be a lot more informative and a much better understanding to the video. So Eclipse Magnetics, this is our company which we represent, about a 100-year-old company with manufacturing excellence. Now, what is magnetic filtration? As the slide says, magnetic filtration is the most cost-effective means of removing problem ferrous particles from industrial fluids such as coolants, oils, lubricants, and wash solutions. Now, as you can see, we've displayed a picture of a magnetic core and the ferrous particles next to it. Now, its success is based on an ability to remove almost 100% ferrous contamination, includes sub-micron particles. So if you have any chips or any ferrous particles, the best and most effective way to remove contamination is through magnetic filtration. Now all industries where there is heavy manufacturing happening, these are some common issues which are faced. We have high operating costs, we have to achieve high productivity targets, the quality coming from our supplier, our customer, or our OEM is very high. Um, we face levels of downtime. Also, now they're going to be very heavy environmental costs, as well as the high capital investments which we do into our machinery and pumps. So, why do we use magnetic filtration? Now, you will say that there are other types of filtration as well. You can have a barrier filtration, you can have a bag filter, but why use magnetic filtration? Now, magnetic filtration maintains all types of flow rates in your machine. You will say that a major factor which is coming into place now is the generation of bacteria onto your coolants. And why does bacteria generate? Because when coolant is stagnant, when it is laying idle for a long period of time, bacteria generates. For this, and that bacteria can cause major issues. What we do is we maintain flow rates. If the coolant is continuously being pumped through a magnetic filter, there is no generation of bacteria, because there's no the coolant is not staying ideal like it would be maybe on a paper band filter on a settling tank. So what magnetic filtration does is increases productivity. This is why, because magnetic filtration is able to remove contamination under 1 micron. What that does is it improves your surface finish. As you know, when you're doing many applications like a honing application, a grinding application, or a gun drilling application, tolerance of filtration is only in micron sizes. If you have a big micron particle, the particle may come but will go. But the small micron particle which goes into the gap causes the issue of the scratch mark. Now, a certain example we've shown, which is the positive results for a lot of Eclipse customers, whether it's Yamaha, it's Short Microsa, or it's Collison Gol. Here we've shown the increase in the life of the machine tool. If you're using a tool, the wear in the tool comes because of the fine dust which is going on the coolant again and again. This causes increased wear and tear. If you remove that fine dust going onto the tool, the life of your tool increases. If you have a grinding wheel, or if you have a carborundum stick in honing, or if you have a cutter on your shaving, the life of this increases. Obviously, the environmental cost is an added benefit to the further benefits of magnetic filtration. For example, because there is no paper being used, there is no disposal of paper. When you do magnetic filtration, you get a longer life of your fluid. So the disposal of your fluid life is being reduced. In an application where you're doing cutting of carbide is very expensive material. What we do is we filter your carbide in such a way that you are able to reuse this carbide in your machine, or you can use it as resale. So for carbide filtration, it's an excellent application. Obviously, magnetic filtration is a positive contribution to companies' environmental policies, and so you can get your ISO 14001 accreditation. Further, benefits of magnetic filtration can also be that magnetic filtrations have no running cost. It is a one-time investment. There is no consumable cost, as well as there is no cost of any continuous operation. It is a simple inline fitment, and there is no pump or motor attached to a manual filter. So there is no continuous cost to it, and there is no consumable cost. Now you will say there are different types of filtration. There is paper band filtration, there is cyclone filtration, settlement tanks, there are magnetic rollers. What we'd like to talk about is magnetic filtration's advantages against other types of filtration. Now, other filtrations are set to certain micron levels. You have a 30 micron filter, a 20 micron, 50 micron, 100 micron. So a magnetic filter is non-micron restrained. If you have a 500 micron particle or a 1 micron particle, we capture it all. There is a traditional filter has low collection capacity. There is downtime for cleaning it. There is a consumable cost, and it can have blockages and drops the pressure as well if a bag filter is put online. Now this is an excellent photograph to show the difference between a magnetic filter and traditional filter. In the image above, you can see that the magnetic filter captures all the contamination which is passing it, whether it's a big chip or just a small chip. Everything is captured in the magnetic field. But if you see a traditional filter below, it is set to a certain micron level. So the big particles are stopped. However, the small particles pass back into the process. Now, I want to repeat myself when I say that large particles do not cause the major concern of scratch marks or the wear on your component. It is these fine micron particles which enter into the small gaps which cause the issues. Now, other forms of filtration are such as barrier filtration, you have settlement tanks, or your cyclone separation. Now, these are different types of filtration. We do not want to say any filtration is wrong or right, but these are certain advantages that we have over the other filtration. So this was our presentation on what is magnetic filtration. Now, once we talk about magnetic filtration, and as I've spoken about the benefits of magnetic filtration, a very common installation of filtration onto your machine will be you will have a machining process. The machining process will be fed through a pump. A pump will be taking clean coolant and delivering it to your machining application process. There will be a return line coming back by gravity and will fall in a tank or a magnetic roller. A magnetic roller will remove all heavy contamination. Then maybe you have a paper band filter. A paper band filter will stop the contamination up to 30 micron or 40 micron, and then it will go into your so-called clean tank. The clean tank will then pump this back to coolant. Now, I'd like to show you an image. If you see in this image, you can see that there is a magnetic roller. And this is a company called High Tech Gears. This is a shaving machine. You can see that the magnetic roller is removing the heavy chunks of contamination, but we have still installed a magnetic filter after that. What this has done is we have still collected fine dust contamination after this magnetic roller. Now all this contamination was earlier being put onto the process, which is causing the scratch marks, the cutter marks, and the rejected components were being developed because of these fine dust being going back to the process. Moving ahead, you would ask me, fine, these are the benefits of magnetic filters. But what is a magnetic filter? What does it look like? Where do we install it? What is the cleaning process, etc. So for this, I'd like to show you a video which is installed, which is same by our principals Eclipse Magnetics, and they have developed an excellent video on what is on our magnetic filters. Now, magnetic filters, saving time and money on precision finishing applications. Now this video is also on our YouTube page, so feel free to go back on our YouTube page and go through this video in detail if required. Now, as I've explained in the benefits, it reduces your filter cost to zero and it extends your filter fluid life by 10 times. Now, as we also explained, magnetic filters increase productivity, and it can hardly. Now, these are the applications where we work extremely well: washing, grinding, honing, lapping, EDM. All these applications are excellent applications where we have found extreme success in magnetic filtration. Here you see. Now, magnetic filter, as you advised, has worked excellent in the automotive industry, whether it's bearing manufacturers, whether it's tool cutters. We work directly with a lot of OEMs, whether it's Nagel, Khushbu, Sanan, Ace Micromatic, Micromatic Grinding, Grindmaster. We work directly with OEMs. Now, our filters are fitted online. Now, our filter starts with the Micromac range. Our filters are fitted online. So when I explained to you the delivery pump feeding the fluid onto process, We install this filter right after the delivery pump. As you can see in our magnet, it is called a closed loop circuit filtration system. Fluid comes in, goes up the magnetic rod, comes down the middle and comes out completely clean. This is how we manipulate the flow in order to achieve complete collection of the contamination. No contamination is being bypassed. We achieve 99.9% collection of ferrous contamination in a single pass. You may even ask me that because this filter is being fitted online, what if it blocks? What if the operator is not clean? Now here you can see, now Eclipse's patent magnetic circuit ensures free flow paths are always maintained. There is always an open circuit, so there is no back pressure or backlog if the cartridge gets blocked. This is the patent between magnetic filtration. Cleaning is very simple. The operator simply has to remove the bowl online, take out the magnetic candle. We provide you with a magnetic cleaning kit and simply has to clean it. Moving ahead, if you have bigger grinding machines or washing applications, or if it's for carbide, we have bigger magnetic filters. These go up to 3 rods or 6 rods. I will be doing another video when it comes to magnetic filtration and the products that we offer for magnetic filtration. This is simply a video showing you how magnetic filter is installed and how the contamination is collected through magnetic filters. Here you see our filter magnetic filter. It's got a dual chamber. Fluid comes into the first chamber where all the contamination is collected, and then fluid is collected in the second chamber where the remaining contamination is being collected. This is how we are optimizing our contamination collection. We are making sure, this is the patent behind the Eclipse products. Here you see. Then we have certain other filtration machines like the Automatic. This is where we do automatic filtration. Suppose you have large centralized tanks, or if you have a large machine of 5,000 or 6,000 liters, there we do automatic filtration. If you say the operator does not want to clean continuously, there's a lot of contamination coming, we have automatic filtration systems as well. No user intervention is required. Here you see this excellent product made by Eclipse Magnetics. This is a one of its kind. There is no other in this bracket. This is automatic magnetic filtration cleaning, and I like to repeat that this is at no consumable cost. Fluid comes in, collected completely along the magnetic rods and completely cleaned. You simply require a pneumatic connection for the purge cycle, which I will explain when I go into detail for the Eclipse products. Here you see contamination is collected in the first chamber. After being collected, it's collected in the second chamber and comes out completely clean. These machines can run 24/7 without the user being involved. You will simply have to calculate the benefits upon its using. You see this? This is the cleaning cycle. It automatically cleans and goes out. There you see. After the cleaning is done, it comes back down and returns to its initial position. It's operated by a PLC controlled panel at the top. We set a timer after how long you want to clean it, and it cleans this. Now, thank you. Now we've been in the industry for doing magnetic filtration for about 10 years now. Eclipse has been in this for a very long time, and magnetic filtration is the best way of moving ahead when it comes to removal of ferrous particles from any machining application. Now there are a lot of case studies and test reports to back up what I am saying right now. For example, I'd like to show you, this is a customer of ours. Sorry, because I may not be able to take the name simply because of the clause, but here you can see on their honing machine, initially they were doing giving a millipore trend of 80 to 110 to 60 to 90 mg, but after installing a magnetic filter, the millipore has dropped down to 20 mg and is being maintained. Now you may have a different millipore requirement, so this is just what our customer required. Obviously we have achieved much lower millipore values as well, and at some places there have been higher millipore values. So what that in turn has done, that is removed its rejection ppm to complete zero. There is no rejected material on their finished component. Here you see an existing filtration system has a hydrocyclone and then the grinding zone. What we have done, we've installed a filter after the hydrocyclone. What this has in turn done is this has improved their RA values drastically. Now the benefit of magnetic filter is, say you have already procured a consumable filter, a bag filter or a cyclonic filter or a paper band filter, and that has to be in place. Or we understand that there are non-ferrous particles also being circulated. What we like to do is we install our filter before this system. So what that in turn does is increases the life of your existing consumable filter. Here you will see that a client of ours where the consumable, now his main aim was monitoring and measurement of consumption of and efficiency of the magnetic filter, the wheel consumption. Now this is a grinding application. Now we all know a grinding wheel has a certain life after which has to be changed. Here you can see the life of the grinding wheel has increased from 35,000 components to 80,000 components. So because it's a non-consumable filter and there's no running cost, the filter has paid for itself and the ROI has come out in 7.3 months. So it's excellent results. Now this is just a video which I have made on magnetic filtration and the benefits of magnetic filtration in terms of other filtration. Obviously, please do feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below, or any queries you have in terms of magnetic filtration. Our link is in the description below as well, and our contact address if you'd like to know any more on magnetic filtration, different types of filtration which are available. I will be doing a lot more of, just to wind up now, I will be doing a lot more on these filtration talks. So in summary, magnetic filtration is the latest in technology when it comes to machining process and removal of ferrous contamination. Hence we will recommend, if you are doing any finish application like grinding or shaving or honing, hobbing, lapping as explained, please do consider to move into magnetic filtration, and so you can see the different benefits of magnetic filtration. So that's it from us here at Kleenoil. Please do subscribe to our channel for more knowledge in magnetic filtration. If you'd like to do a Q&A with us where you'd like to do a live talk, please do write in the link below and we can do a live talk and I can answer any of your queries live on our YouTube page. Eclipse and Kleenoil have been tied together for a very long time. We have a great partnership and we will be continuing this for a long time. Hence, do ask us any queries when it comes to magnetic filtration. And that's it from us. And thank you for watching this video. And we'll see you really soon. Thank you.